Okay, so it is 5:45. It is March 30th, 2023. We are on live with EnJewel Uncut, and we have today a special guest. She is a human trafficking survivor. She is going public for the first time. So, welcome to A1. A1, are you on?
Hi, yes, I'm on.
Excellent. Well, welcome to EnJewel
Yeah,
Uncut, and I'm
welcome.
excited to have you on board.
Thank you. I'm excited to be able to join part of this. So I'm very happy for this. Don't know what to start. It's been a
Relax,
journey.
your best friends, and we're here to share your story. And again, just a brief background for those who are coming on the podcast for the first time for EnJewel Uncut. What we hope to do is increase the number of advocates within EnJewel and with any organization that is in a fight against human trafficking. And also, today's special guest is to help us understand the space of human trafficking and what a survivor has gone through, how they got into the space, and then how to help others that are in the space that if they're trying to seek out for help or they're trying to get rescued, what are some things, signs that we can share so that if you are listening to this podcast and you are needing help, that hopefully A1 will be able to share some of that. So, A1, really, this is not scripted. I've not shared with you what you need to share. I just wanted you to share your story. This is your time to go public and share what you like to share.
Yes, thank you. So, my name's you can call me A1, of course. I'm originally from Ukraine, and I've been there since I was 11. I had a hard time in Ukraine. I was an orphan, and I got adopted at 11 and brought here to America. It has been definitely a journey coming from Ukraine to America. Just learning a new language and learning the culture and everything. So it has been an adjustment. And I came to North Carolina for a little bit, and then my parents kicked me out when I was 18, and haven't really haven't got nowhere to go. I got into the wrong hands, again, with the wrong people, um, and it kind of led me to to pretty much I pretty much found a pimp, and well, he kind of found me. I was in situations, of course, in the wrong hands, and I got tricked into drugs, and then I got addicted to it, and then I got told in to start selling myself, and it's been a pretty rough journey with that. Doing that haven't made me feel very good about myself. That's how I started using more drugs, trying not to feel, um, the pain from what I was doing, and kind of went on and off for a good 2 years or so. And then I moved to Virginia. This all happened in Florida, but then I moved to Virginia, and try to get some help, and that's where I met Survivor Ventures, Tiffany, and you guys, and she really been a really big help with finding me a job, and helping out with my rent as well, and and getting back on my feet. Um, so I just really am thankful for that. It's just it's been, I'm still going, through PTSD of everything that happened to me when I was going through that journey, depression and just, but I'm going through it. I'm seeing a counselor and a psychiatrist as well. So staying focused, of course, working. So that really helps me out every day.
So A1, so you're saying that how early of an age that you were trafficked?
It started when I was 18. The worst, the worst year for me. At first, I started at 18. I was kind of on and off with it and didn't really know what I was doing. I kind of just got into it, and then by the age of 21, it's when my pin found me and kind of brainwashed me into really getting into it. I went online, posted myself, and that's when he kind of kept forcing me to do it, and I had no choice because I had nowhere else to go. I was pretty much trapped. And he started feeding me. He started feeding me drugs. He got me on meth, and I kind of, was out of my mind, and I had no choice but to do what I was doing. I had no other right people in my life.
What was your turning point? When was it that you realized, okay, this is not it? And how do you help others to try to get out? What would that side of the story be?
The turning point was when I remember he did a bunch of drugs, and he kind of I think he overdosed or something. I pimp, and you know I had to see all that, and one of his friends came in the room, and they were trying to take all my money, and I kind of ran away. And I couldn't stay in Florida no more, so I had to go back to Virginia. So it was just kind of like I couldn't do this no more. I was pretty much robbed from all my work and everything I did. It was just, it was not good, and I didn't want to be in jail or be part of that. So I kind of, when I was like, that's enough. I can't do this no more. And of course, my mental health was getting very bad at it. Um, Literally, I was destroying my mental health. That's
Yes.
when I was like, I couldn't do this no more.
So A1, what was the draw to come to the U.S.? Were you looking for a job? I mean, you're leaving Ukraine to a country that you didn't know. What was it? What was the draw here that brought you here in the first place?
Well, I was originally adopted. I was an orphan in Ukraine. I was in the orphanage, so I was originally adopted and came
Mm.
here. Yeah.
Did you try to get help or create signs for people to know that you're being trafficked and you needed help? Was there any situations that occurred in Florida before you went to Virginia?
I'm sorry, say it again.
Were there any times that you're trying to get out of being trafficked and you try to seek help or you try to give signs or signals to folks that maybe wasn't read right? Sometimes people are trying to get out and we just don't know the signs. And if there's something like that that you can share, was that ever an opportunity?
Yeah, I definitely um, tried to get out of it by just kind of, you know, texting a couple of my friends, just telling them I was feeling suicidal, and
Mm,
I was not in the right state of mind. I feel like something bad's gonna happen to me if I keep doing what I'm doing. Just the depression, and my friends could see that I was, being depressed and all of that. So I think just that is one of the biggest signs.
Right.
Definitely. And, and when you really don't have nobody and you don't have, any money, and, this is all you've been kind of, taught kind of thing. So kind of, it, that's, that's how I kind of went back into it. Um,
It's a difficult way of life, definitely.
yeah, definitely. I mean, sorry, it's a little hard to talk about it.
I know,
um,
and I'm really proud of you taking the steps of going through your healing and sharing your story, because it's important for others to realize that there is hope. And if someone is listening to this podcast and they feel like there's no hope and they continue that life, you know, we're trying to help boys and girls to realize that their life is of value and that there is another pathway. And so you sharing your story and coming out public for the first time is a big step, and I realize that, and those who listen to this will recognize it too. Um, you know, I got to meet you A1 through Survivor Ventures, and Tiffany's been great to say that the survivors need therapy, counseling, and resources. And through EnJewel, we're helping you through gun safety. We've helped you, get clothing to Survivor Ventures, and then more recently, we're going to be going through financial literacy, a 6-step program to get you to understand the process. So that's going to be another resource that EnJewel is going to be sharing with you. But what I like to share, and I'm not sure if you're ready for the conversation, but uh, just yesterday, and this has been some time off, is that you had a tattoo or branding on you that you wanted removed or to be covered. And that's one of the things that EnJewel has helped Survivor Ventures also is actually pairing up resources to help um, women and children that have tattoos to cover it or to remove it. Can you describe how that came about as to getting a tattoo, and what does that mean? Is that a branding that from a certain ring that was in Florida? Tell us a little bit more of that and describe that. As you know, this is an audio, not a video podcast.
yes, ma'am. How to go about this? So I had two guns underneath my chest. My friend actually was like, "Oh, this is a great idea." He was into guns. He was like, "Oh, why can't might as well get it tatted somewhere of it." And you know it was free. And I was like, "Oh my goodness, okay." And I kind of really I had no choice but to get it. And he was into it, and he made me buy a bunch guns that wasn't the right thing to do. So um but I did get it covered up yesterday, which I don't see no more, with beautiful flowers. So that made me really happy, because every time I look at it, it reminds me of him and my past, and what I used to do. And then I just don't have to look at that anymore, and it makes me so much happier. It was just the most stupid decision I've ever made, with getting those things on my body. But you can't never go back to the past, so gotta move on to the future and do something about it. But yeah, so I'm really happy that you guys helped me out with this.
And A1, when I first saw it, and for those who are listening, it actually goes underneath her breast line, and so it's a constant reminder. And it's two pistols, and the end of the pistols are pointing at each other. And in the middle of the two pistol, it has a heart. So it was like pointing at her heart, and on the handles of the pistols, it had dollar signs. And so it really was. a brand that I was shocked, one, and to know where it is, and they're huge. It kind of gets down to her belly line, and so it's not really a small, like small tattoo that's on her arm. It's right there on her, right there under her breast line, and I was totally shocked. And but then when I saw the artwork that she wanted and that she would like to have the artist put this on an overlay over the existing tattoo, I know it's something beautiful. And it could be anything, just to be able to remove what was there previously and just start anew. And I think that also begins your healing by having something brand new and you feeling brand new, so to speak.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
unfortunately, I
Yeah.
can't share the tattoo artist on this particular podcast, but that resource is available for those that are out there that have been rescued or are going to be rescued, that know that you can start a new life with this as well. So I want to make sure we share that. Um, you say you're in an orphanage, so you have no family to speak of. Um, or would you have known any of your family members in the Ukraine if that was is that something that would be of help to you, or you have no idea what that is?
Yeah, I've never met my father, but last time I see my mother was when I was like 4 years old. So
So
it's
you
it's been
do
a
know your
while.
mother.
I'm sorry.
So you do know your mother.
Yeah, I do know her, but I don't know like if she's alive or not. I don't know if she's dead or something. It's a lot happening back there in the war. But I haven't heard from her since I was 4. Since she gave me up
Yeah.
to the orphanage. So, but I've been back to Ukraine when I was 12, trying to find her, but that never really happened. Nobody really took me seriously because I was young, and they're like, you should just go back to America and and stay there.
So
But
this is really home.
I'm sorry.
So this is really home for you.
Well, yes, America now is home for me. But I wish, I could have seen my mother before I left, or even, just talk to her now. But yeah, I haven't talked to her in a while.
Well, that might be something we will try to see if there's resources out there to bring families together. Sometimes that would be a blessing as well. But if you were to share anything with the audience that's listening that about the space of trafficking, is there something that you want to make sure you share or educate people to understand?
Um, just for women that out there, really, I think when it comes down to when you don't have no money and you're around the wrong crowd, especially around the wrong men. um, that's one of the biggest signs of kind of you getting into the human trafficking. I think that's you gotta watch out for. Of course, the depression part too as well. Because I was kicked out of my parents' home, and I really had nobody to go to, and just the wrong being at the wrong places too, where um, get you kind of brainwashed. But I was young, so I was brainwashed easily too. So it's just kind of you gotta watch out for that.
What, and one, tell us what you're dreaming of. What is your dream? What is your plans for the future? What do you see yourself doing?
I really want to get into becoming a nurse. I'm in the middle of doing my GED, but I really
Great.
want to get. Yes. So I'm almost done. I'm getting my big test done. Um, so once I do that, I would really like to go into school for nursing somewhere in that doctor hospital nursing part. And right now, as well, I'm trying to find a car. I don't drive yet, so I need to trying to find a car in the way of transportation as well. Um, but other than that, yeah, that's what I really want to look forward to do in my life, is focus on being in the being in the medical side.
What is there anything else that you dream to do, or is there anything that you, if somebody was listening out there that would be able to help you do something or accomplish something? First of all, we have a lot of nurses out there that's going to be listening, so I'm going to be excited about seeing who would come up to help and just actually give you some guidance as to how to make that happen for you. Is there anything else that you are hoping to accomplish or hoping to get? Um, any future dreams? Other dreams?
I really do, I really do want to get, I actually do want to help other survivors as well. Just getting them through and through their battles and what they've been through, and help them overcome that as well. It's one of those things that I would actually like to do as well. You know, I would hope one day, I'll
Yes.
probably go to move out of Virginia and maybe, find a house or something, just my own house. But once I, save up my money and things like that. But I just, really just want to be focused on myself and how to get myself back on track, which, I'm doing really good now. But, it's good to get better. But without you guys' help, I don't know where I would be right now.
Well, I believe that our paths cross for purpose. It's not accident. And, one of the things I pride ourselves in our community is we have organizations that are very like minded, that we want to help those that have a don't have a voice. Just be the voice for the voiceless, and to be able to be the one that gives the hand to those that really, really want to fight to get out of that space. Because part of the problem is also that we have is that we can help them, rescue them, but they go back into it. We have what we call runners, and they go back and forth and back and forth, and it's part of the healing until they know they have that to preserve their dignity, to preserve their own livelihood, and to know that they have value. And that's part of the story, and that we're trying to help them change. But EnJewel prides itself in collaborating with Survivor Ventures, which is an incredible organization. Um, as they work with those who are survivors, and one of the things that they receive on the intake is what does this person want to do? And in your case, is to become a nurse. And so, my understanding, Survivor Venture is going to lead you in that pathway. But it's up to you to make that change, and that's a difficult change from a life that you're so used to, and then now knowing that this is your new pathway. So, kudos to you and choosing that new pathway. And we're going to continue listening to your story. Your story is just beginning, and is what we call a new transformation. And so we're excited about hearing that and following you along your path.
Right. Yes. Um, I'm really excited just to start this all over with. It's been about good 2 years now, so I do feel almost brand new. Well, pretty much, yeah, brand new from from those 2 years, it has been, wearing me down, just, sometimes thinking about it. But I think it is healthy to talk about these things, to get it out, to get it out of your system, to get it out of your head. It's good to talk about these. So it's definitely, whoever's going through the, whoever stopped doing this, stop doing stop selling yourself, and you want to get back to helping yourself. I think talking is very important. Talk to somebody is definitely a must.
Yes. Well, I know this has been difficult, but you're doing strong. You're strong, and I appreciate you sharing your story. But your story is just beginning, like I said, and we're going to continue this. So hopefully we'll get you back on air later on this year, or maybe early part of next year, and see how you progressed, and see what new dreams you've come about and what you've accomplished. Yes.
Yes, definitely. Thank you so much for having me on here.
Any other last minute thing you want to share?
Just to all the women that are going through this, all I can say is, just try to stay strong, and don't give up on yourself. Get out of that situation, and find some help, because there is definitely lots of people like Survivor Ventures and Survivor Ventures as well that can definitely help you and come out of that situation, and help you not to look back. There's definitely so many things they offer, and they're amazing, kind people. So I just really hope that you stay strong, and and keep your head up, because your life you just begun if you're just getting out of that situation.
Yes, and it's great you're seeing the light, and that's taking you to a different pathway. And again, thank you, A1, for being on our show today, and that we look forward to hearing from you in the future.
Great. Thank you.
Yes, thank you for your time.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Raquel is online, and so she's one of our board members of EnJewel, and she was excited about hearing the story, because it's great to have on our podcast to hear directly from a traffic survivor. And so thank you for coming on board too, Kelly.
Oh, yes, always.
All right, well, I think that's a wrap. Thank you again. That was EnJewel Uncut on March 30th, and we thank you for our guest, A1, for coming on board.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.